Hey y'all, and welcome to my private astral plane. Why are we here? Because I'm going to show you why you should be selling in the money puts way up high. So I'm going to go over 3 scenarios today, why this might make sense if you want to buy a stock, or even how you can lower your cost basis selling in the money puts. Let's get into it. And as usual, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor.
Knowledge.
So let's just start out with what is an in the money put. An in the money put, I'm on Disney right now on my computer. If we go to sell a put, the current price is 84.04. So an in the money put would be anything above the current share price. So it could be like 86, 87, 88. Anything above that would be an in the money put. And why would we want to do this? Why would we want to sell a put, collect some premium, but have a high likelihood of getting it signed? Let's jump into some scenarios that this might make sense. Scenario 1 is assuming you want to buy the stock and are bullish. If you are swing trading, the strategy tracks the stock price almost 1-to-1, which will show you an options profit calculator, but you still gain interest on your brokerage because you're holding cash. So that's a big win. So let's look at Disney. Let's go a month out. So holding the stock, you'll actually gain some interest on it and it'll make sense. And let's say we did some technical analysis. So here's Disney up on TradingView. You can see it fell below the 200 EMA. This is the monthly. We can see on the monthly, the MACD might cross over again. And we zoom in to like a day. We see the MACD just crossed up. So let's say we're hoping it's going to come back to this 200 EMA. So we have 84 over here, and we're hoping it'll ride up to 93. So let's say instead of buying them, we sell a put at 93 bucks, and we think it might get rejected at the 200 EMA. Again, this is just a sample trade. This is not a trade I'd actually take, just a sample trade, but just for example's sake. So if we sell a put at 93, we can sell our break-even price is actually below the current share price at $84. Because the premium we're collecting, we actually have a little more coverage to the downside considering the risk. And then let's calculate how much we're actually going to get from savings if from your brokerage you accrue cash while selling puts. Make sure you confirm that with your brokerage. I'm on Robinhood. It's disputed whether you do or don't. But in this example, let's just pretend we do. And if you don't think you do in Robinhood, use a different brokerage. But for this example, we would need $9,300 because this is 93 times 100. You're selling put, that's 100 shares. And I'm just going to use the same calculator I used for the in the money covered call versus the put for this. And I'll put this in the description if you want to compare the two. But let's say our strike price is $93 and we're going to be holding this for 32 days. So this, with a 4.9% annual savings rate, we're going to get $39 in savings. And then if we're collecting $943, put premium, you can see our break-even price is actually below the current share price right now. And it's $83.98. And we are getting our break-even at $83.17. So it gives you a little more downside protection from selling it in the money put. And if we check our options profit calculator, let's do Disney and let's select the same thing. Current price, we're going to write, which means sell, and let's select our option. We chose November 10th, 32 days away, with a $93 strike price. Let's just do the middle. Now we can see with Disney, this almost tracks the trade 1-to-1 on the downside. You can see if Disney drops on right here, 3.78%, our put will drop 3.26%. So we're actually getting a better deal. And then if Disney drops 5.56%, you lose 5.56% on 100 shares. With the selling the put, you're only going to lose 5.05%. So your downside is limited to a little more. And your upside is actually just about the same. Like here, if the share price rises, your put is going to decrease because the share price is rising, so the put isn't worth as much. And then you can see if towards expiration, on our expiration date, it will still probably be in the money. The chance of it going out to 93 is improbable, right? But you could buy out of your put. So you could buy out of your put for a $477 profit. That's how much money you would make, not including the savings rate you already had. So you get savings from selecting the strike price, but also you get a little bit of advantage because of a lower break-even point. And selling these actually tracks the stock price almost 1-to-1. So if you like swing trading, if you think it's going to reach something by a certain date, this is really, really good. Now, there's also a second scenario you can do it, and I'm assuming sometimes you have issues pulling the trigger and buying sells and stocks. This kind of forces you to if you want to. Now you would say, why wouldn't I sell a put at 84, collect the 323, And then, I can collect that premium and hopefully it doesn't fall. But what if it doesn't fall? I'm sure you've all been in this scenario and wish you got assigned. Sometimes you sell the put and then it just whoop to the moon and you're left behind in the dust, and then you never actually get that share appreciation. With selling the puts in the money, if we sell this one, you can see you're probably going to get assigned. You're going to have a very high chance of getting assigned. And then all this premium you collect, you can see your break even is 83.65, which is below the share price. So this makes up the difference from where the share is to your put. So even if you buy the stock at 93 bucks, you collect all that premium, which really makes your share price purchase below $84. So it's really incredible if you have trouble pulling the trigger. If you're like, I want to buy this month, you don't know where the stock price is going to go, you can just sell an in-the-money put way up high, collect some extra interest since you're having extra capital allocated, but also have that cost basis covered from a little bit below the strike price to your put option that you sold. And as we see, this almost tracks 1-to-1 in terms of percentage loss. And let me show you the math from our Disney example. So let's say we're buying the stock for $84.18. And let's just choose a nice round number. It drops to $75. So let's calculate the loss. Minus 75, 9.18. Now remember, you got to time this by 100 because in this scenario, we're buying 100 shares. So this really would be $918. Let's do times 100 to keep this simple. So this really would be a $918 loss if you bought 100 shares at the current price on our calculator, which is 84.18. But if we sold the option that's 75, we have a very similar loss at $873. And you can see our loss is actually better with the in-the-money put versus out buying the shares. But you have to remember, we're not only allocating the share price. We didn't only spend $8,418 on the shares because we bought 100 shares. We sold a put at $93. So we have $9,300 in the trade. So we have a little bit more capital, but on a percentage basis, it's almost exactly the same. You can see at 75, we have a 10.4% loss. And then buying the shares, we have a 10.9% loss at the current share price. So it tracks almost similar 1-to-1, but you do have a slight advantage with selling it in the money put. But you have to make sure when doing this, you have lots of options so you can get in and out quickly. Like if I look at this 93, you can see this only has one open interest, but it does have a decent amount of volume, so you should be able to get in and out quickly. You don't want to be selecting ones that have no open interest, a very wide bid-ask spread, because then you can't actually get in and out in the trade, and it's not worth doing that. So you have to make sure this is on good stocks with a lot of options volume. But with this strategy, you're really allowed to sell the put, collect premium at the current price, and it's break even or even a little lower, and then collect interest, furthering your downside protection. But remember, you have more capital allocated to this position since you're selling a put at a higher strike price. Let's go over a different example to see if the numbers are similar. Check this out in SPY and see if it's similar. Now you can see I already picked one, 444. I'm recording on 10/9, so November 10th is 32 days out, and the current share price of SPY is $4.29. And you'll get about $1,600 doing this. Now I already put in the calculator. The long bearish put calculator, we have SPY. Current price is $4.29, and I wrote the contract for November 10th at $444, and we collected $1,600. So the break-even price with this is $427.96. So that's actually $1 below the current share price. So you have just a little extra downside protection. And then we can see if the stock was to if the stock was to drop, let's say to 411, we would lose less than 4% of our capital from the trade from selling the put. But if we held the shares, we would lose minus 4.25%. So you're getting even more downside protection from selling the put in the money. And also, let's see how much interest we get if your brokerage allows that. So let's say you had this much capital laying around. This would be $44,400. So our current price, that'd be nuts if you had that. 444. Ooh, there we go. And let's say it's rising, but we're examining when it's about 1,600. So let's just say 1,600, right? In our savings, we get $190 for those 32 days, assuming you get some savings while selling puts. So our total would be almost $1,800. And now our break even is even lower. It's $426.09. So that's almost $2 below the current share price, a little more, from selling the put. And then as we said, you have better downside protection selling a put in the money. You're collecting that interest, so it gets even better. And then you need things with liquid options I'm sure SPY has plenty of liquid options. You 2 open interest, almost 200 bid ask, right? You could get in and out of this trade super easily and have better downside protection. So we don't only have to do this on monthlies, guys. We can also do this on weeklies. Let's just check just to see. So I pulled up October 13th, the end of the week, and let's just pick a strike price. Let's say 440. You know, let's say SPY is going to go up 11 bucks by then. And let us see. So we have our price range. We can see if the option drops towards the end of the week, if SPY drops 3% to 415.50, we'd have a minus 3.17% loss. But on our option, we'd only have a minus 3.1% loss. So even with the in the money put during the week, it's going to track a little better than 1-to-1, and you have a small advantage on the downside. So what's the real disadvantage with this? There are a couple. One is you need to do 100 shares, right? So on SPY, you're going to need over $40,000. It's not going to be a good trade unless you really have that much capital, right? Disney's more manageable. You're still going to need around like $9,000 if you want to do something like this. So it really depends how much capital you have, right? SPY, you could buy 3 shares and trade with that. But if you're trying to sell these in the money puts, you're going to need a lot more capital. So that's not a great advantage over this for that extra downside protection. So you do need 100 shares because it's an options contract. Another disadvantage is you need to keep in mind the options liquidity, right? We want to be able to get in and out of a trade. We don't want to be stuck with this contract that we can't sell out, and then we're going to have to buy the shares or buy out of the contract, and then it becomes very difficult. You want liquid options, so it's easier to manage the trade. So keep that in mind as well. But outside of that, this is really good strategy. The premium collects all the way down to the current share price, even a little lower. So a little extra downside protection. You collect interest. It helps you pull the trigger on stocks you're having a hard time just buying. And it's really easy to swing trade. You can pick any month, any weekly, if the option volume is really good for that. Try the strategy out. Let me know if it works for you. And I hope to see everyone in the comments. If you want to get started selling in the money covered calls, check out this video right here. Peace.